Hi. So I wanted to introduce you to Blackboard and how my course is organized and some of the key elements that we'll be using in Blackboard so that you would always be able to refer back to this video if you're confused about where I might post a comment or how to go about using things like the discussion board in their journals. So hopefully all of you know how to get here at heartland.edu, and you would know to go right here to My Heartland and log in. You should already have a login. And then you would click on Blackboard here. Mine, just because this is my home computer, already signs me right in. And then you would click down here where it says Blackboard. And then your courses will show up over here. They're going to look a lot different than mine. Right now, I'm going to go into the Jen's course that I taught previously, just so that you can see how I organize a course. So we'll go into this course, and the first thing you'll see is announcements, and that'll pop up every time, and I'll put new announcements on there to remind you of things. But that's a good thing to talk about for a minute. I know in high school you were often given due dates and reminders. If you're fresh out of high school, you might find that here in college, you are not given as many reminders and you are simply expected to do things when they're due. And so if you look right here where it says course content, that is going to be the main click that you do all the time. When you click on course content, I have every week and it'll have a date next to it so you'll know exactly which week you're on. And when you open those weeks, those things are due whether I tell you about them or not. So I won't always remind you that this was due on September 13th by 5 p.m., but you will always be able to open that and see exactly not only the day, but the time that every one of your assignments are due. And I do expect you to just get those done, whether I remind you or not. So typical things that I might do are a journal. These, when you see these little blue marks like that, that is directly connected to the publisher's website of your textbook. And the quizzes that we take and the assignments that you do, those are connected to the publisher of the book. You'll take those online and then your scores will be given back to me. So those will connect you with Cengage Brain, which is the on-course publisher. In journals, you will open up a journal like this, read what you're supposed to respond to, and then right up here, you're going to click Create a Journal Entry, and then it will open up a place for you can title your journal entry. I like creative titles, so be creative with your titles. And then in the text message, you will write your journal answers, or you can write them in a Word document and attach that as well. I've had students do both. Either one is totally fine with me. I wanted to show you a journal that actually I as a student did so that you can know what they'll look at like at the end. So this was a journal that I was required to do. This was my entry for that journal. Now I, as a teacher, usually comment right up here. So when you open it up, you'll see your name, you'll see the grade you got. Woo, I got a 10 out of 10, yay. And I will put my comments right here about your journal. My instructor actually said, see my feedback as a comment typed directly underneath your journal entry. So if you scroll down here, you can see right there that I could click on that blue comments, and that's my instructor, and this is the comments that she had for my journal entry. We will also be doing discussion boards, and those are super fun because after you write your main entry into your discussion board, answering all the questions that I ask, then all of this will open up and you will actually see your other students' entries as well, your other classmates. And you can see the fun titles that we were giving in our class for our discussion board entries. It helps other people to want to open up and read your discussion board and find out, why did it say the gerbil is free? Why would she say that? And then you might get more posts on your discussion board. Not that you get extra credit for getting more posts on your discussion board, but it's still fun for people to comment to you on your discussion board. And for every discussion board that you write, you will also be required to comment on 2 other discussion boards. So you can see here, this was mine, and I got 9 posts on mine. They must have been curious about the gerbil. When you open that up, then this is what I responded to this discussion board. Then people would read that, and then they would reply to me about what I had written. Now, sometimes it's a short post. This post would not have been graded because it was just a funny comment. This post, they would have gotten points for because they truly interacted with the content of my discussion board. Again, this post also would have received a point. This point or this point, these 2 would not have received a point because they were just a small comment. They don't show the instructor that you're really interacting with the discussion board. Here is one. This one would have gotten the point for interacting. Now you can see me, I was actually responding to what some people were saying. But there you can see a lot of the ways that people, and about how long. This is a little bit short for me, but it would be okay. This is really what I'm looking for, is a little bit longer interaction with the person who has written the discussion board. So back to our course. Where was it? Also on our course right here is always the syllabus. You can always go there to find out what's required of you, and in general what the future weeks will hold. I don't open up the weeks until the week before, so you can't work ahead, but if you open up the syllabus, then you would actually be able to see what the topics will be for the entire semester. Here is where you can find your grades. And then right here is my contact information. Really, you just simply need to email me. If we need to talk on the phone or Skype, then or meet in person, all those things can be arranged originally through an email. So the main thing that you're going to do initially is email me if you have any questions. Those are just a brief overview of what you'll be doing most for my class using Blackboard. There is a Blackboard help section if you have any problems. There's a lot of videos on here to help you through the different things that you can do on Blackboard. There's also a Heartland Community College tech support if you're having problems at home with getting into Blackboard. So please don't hesitate to email me if you have any questions, and I hope this video helps you to get started well.